Cars 2 introduced something completely different to the franchise: international espionage. We got secret agents, mysterious races, advanced technology, and a group of villains trying to sabotage the World Grand Prix. But even after the movie ended, there are still plenty of questions about the villains that were never fully answered. Today, we're looking at 15 unanswered questions about the villains of Cars 2. 15. Who really created the Lemons plan? Professor Zündapp wasn't working alone. The Lemons had a massive operation involving technology, spies, and an entire plan to manipulate the World Grand Prix. But who originally came up with the entire scheme? Number 14. How did Professor Zündapp become a criminal? We know Zündapp is one of the main villains, but the movie doesn't explain much about his past. How did he become involved in international crime? And when did he start working with the Lemons? Number 13. Who was the leader of the entire operation? Miles Axlerod appears to be the mastermind behind everything. But how much of the operation did he actually control? Did he personally recruit the other villains, or was there someone above him? Number 12. How did the Lemons get so organized? The villains have an enormous network of cars working together. How did they recruit so many members without being discovered? Where did their technology come from? The Lemons use incredibly advanced equipment throughout the movie. They have surveillance technology, weapons, communication equipment, and the electromagnetic pulse device. Who built all of it? Number 10. How did they get the cameras everywhere? The villains managed to monitor the races and track their targets extremely closely. How did they secretly install all of that equipment around the World Grand Prix? Number 9. Why were the Lemons so hated? The Lemons constantly talk about being treated as inferior cars. But how widespread was this discrimination? Was their anger based on real events throughout the Cars universe? Number 8. How long had the villains been planning this? The World Grand Prix appears to be part of a carefully prepared plan. So how long were Miles Axlerod and the Lemons preparing before the first race? Number 7. Why did Miles Axlerod choose oil as his plan? Axlerod's entire scheme revolves around making Alanol look dangerous. But why was oil specifically chosen? Was this plan created solely for financial reasons? Or did Axlerod have another motive? How did Axlerod fool everyone? Miles Axlerod successfully convinces the world that he transformed from an oil tycoon into an electric car advocate. How did he maintain that deception for so long? Number 5. Why did Professor Zündapp trust Axlerod? Zündapp appears completely committed to Axlerod's plan. But what convinced him that Axlerod's scheme would actually work? Number 4. What happened to all the Lemons after their arrest? At the end of the movie, many of the villains are captured. But what happened afterward? Were they sent to prison? Were they permanently removed from international racing? Number 3. Did the Lemons have other plans? The World Grand Prix was only one operation, so were there other missions happening around the world that we never saw? Number 2. Could the villains return? The Cars universe is enormous. Even though Axlerod and the Lemons were defeated, could another group of criminals eventually take their place? Number 1. How did nobody discover Axlerod's true identity? This might be the biggest question of all. Miles Axlerod was secretly behind the entire operation, while presenting himself as a respected businessman. With so many cars investigating the strange events surrounding the World Grand Prix, how did nobody figure him out sooner? The villains of Cars 2 may have been defeated, but their operation raises some seriously interesting questions. Which Cars 2 villain mystery do you think deserves an answer? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe for more Cars theories, mysteries, and unanswered questions. And if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will do a face reveal.